This is not supposed to be here, isn't it? This is 22 minutes ago. They announced the synced. Okay. I wasn't gonna make a react video at all since I just came back from Japan, and originally they don't announce it, right? Mika is out in the next patch. Dude, I have been so far gone from the Genshin Impact scene that I have no idea what's happening. I saw the Hutao banner and it looks so bad. Xinyan and Yunjin. I mean, Yunjin is a fine character, but these characters have no relation. And then you have Xiao. I realized Xiao is one of the worst pull in the game right now. And the problem with Xiao is that without Farazan, you're never gonna top his potential. But the only time they're gonna put Farazan onto a banner is when Skarmosh is in the banner, which means you're gonna be getting Skarmosh with your Farazan, which means you're gonna have a Anemo main DPS already, which means you don't need Xiao. So you never Xiao's coming to find you? Okay, I don't care. Okay, anyway, apparently miHoYo just announced a brand new banner, so let's get into this. Oh god. Starting off with Hutao. A lot of people are probably familiar with Hutao as a 5-star character. Now, to be very honest, Hutao nowadays is just quite mid. Compared to most of the top tier team in the game, Hutao has pretty much fallen off, and nowadays I think Hutao is still okay, but honestly it would be hesitant on saying she's really good. The biggest comparison is because with the release of Danjo, now we have Hyper Bloom, and so you would honestly just play that instead. Hutao, best column is Hutao, Xingqiu's, Yelan, like double Hydro, but you can just use that double Hydro to play Hyper Bloom, which is significantly easier and just as good, to be honest, or better, especially with the heated. So Hutao is still a relatively okay single target boss killer, but nowadays her relative performance is quite mid, and I would hesitant to say, yeah, Hutao's really good. It's fine pull if you want her, but it's kind of meh. And then we have Yelan, which is probably one of the best characters in the game. On the other hand, Yelan is one of the top tier 5-star Hydro to draft a double Hydro comp. Like I just mentioned, Yelan Xingqiu's plus, whatever. You can add it to Hutao, which is still really strong, but the ideal setup is something like Hyper Bloom with the 2 characters here. That being said though, I guess both of these characters are still pretty good, and if you are a rich person, you can just put on both banners. Oh, maybe miHoYo did that on purpose. If you're rich, you could have just put not on 1 character banner, but on 2 character banner. You put for Hutao, and then you put for Yelan and Xingqiu's to drop a Hutao, Yelan, Xingqiu's column. And then I guess miHoYo just get your money there, huh? But Yelan is really strong as a 5-star Hydro character. All the 5-star Hydro in this game, with the exception of Mona, is really strong ever since the release of Danjo, or even before. Yelan especially strong since it is possible to draft Yelan Xingqiu, so she has a little bit higher values than other ones, I think. But it's a channel, Yelan is a really strong character, so there's that. And then of course we have the Xingqiu's on the 4 stars, which is okay. I wonder if Xingqiu's is the best 4-star in the game right now. It's really close. Xingqiu has been one of the strongest 4 stars in the entire game compared to only Bennett. But since the release of Danjo, I think there is argument to argue Xingqiu is the best, if not like much closer than before. So honestly, he's the strongest 4-star in the game, arguably. So whatever, you get the point, right? So this banner here having both Yelan and Xingqiu is actually mega strong. The only real problem is that the other 2 4-stars kind of Ningguang is actually unplayable as of today. The bright side is you can play Ningguang as a solo slot in for what is that boss called? The one that go flying, and then you need Geo Wolflord, the Geo Bishop, the guy that was just in the abyss. Golden Wolflord. Okay, listen, I have been gone for a month in Japan, by the way. Check out my Japan vlog, link in the description. But yeah, the only time you really use Ningguang is as a solo slot in for that. So Ningguang is unplayable, obviously. It's a little harsh, but she's never ever gonna see play in the meta, pretty much. And then you have Beidou, who also start to fell off. Beidou used to be called a really strong 4-star characters, but the release of Danjo kind of dropped her value a little bit since there are much more alternative options right now. Beidou's still pretty good, I think, in the Taser column, but Taser column is still really strong. It's just that, again, you would prefer to play Hyper Bloom, which is where your Hydra would go first. So it's still a decent characters, but you can still play her in Hyper Bloom actually, since she doesn't touch the seed. So there are set up like double Electros, and then you use Beidou as one of them. And because Beidou doesn't touch the seed, you can guarantee the other Hydro characters to be triggered to seed. But it's not as glory as, oh, Beidou is one of the strongest 4-star in the game to draft Data team now. But obviously everyone knows the real money maker in this patch is the weapon banners. Aqua and Staff of Homa. Arguably one of the best weapon lineup we have ever seen in a long time. You pull the aqua, put it on xiao. You put it on Homa, put it on xiangling. Boom! Winner, chicken did. Okay, most players are familiar with these weapons. Really strong weapon on pretty much all of the available user. On the pole arm side, you have xiangling, Hutao, or the pole arm user, even xiao. Maybe not someone like Raiden, but even then, in general, Staff of Homa is a really good polearm weapon, and aqua is in general a really good bow weapon. All the DPS bow user can appreciate a aqua for its stat stick. Xiao, Ganyu, Yelan, whoever, blah. Yeah, this is definitely one of the better weapon banner we have seen so far, considering that both of these weapons are arguably in the higher tier of their respective category as well. Like the Staff of Homa is a better polearm than say something like the Jade polearm, and then the aqua is one of the better bow compared to the many other bow available in the game. So pretty good banner, one of the best, if arguably the best weapon banner so far, since people used to call like WGS Homa was really good, but obviously Claymore characters suck, so WGS actually is unplayable. The other arguable banner was something like Homa Elegy being really good as well, but Elegy is a more supportive weapon, which some people argue to be even better than the other offensive weapon, since people prefer supporting weapon. On the other hand, you have two offensive weapon right here, so okay, moving on to the 4 stars. Dragon Bane, very good polearm for majority of the user, especially with its elemental mastery substat. You can also use it on your Hyper Bloom Raiden, but otherwise you can use it on... Wait, is this even a Dragon Bane? Am I blind? Is this a Lithic Sphere? No, it is. What does a Lithic Sphere look like? Dragon Bane really good on you-know-who, Rosaria, or Xiangling. 5 Codex. To be honest, 5 Codex is one of the better Catalysts, since if you ever need ER on your Catalyst characters, 5 Codex is like the way to go. There's not that many Catalysts that are usable in the game. You have like Sackfrag, TDS, and then whatever you use for Nahida, which could either be 5 Codex or a Damage Whip Codex. Catalyst user just kind of sucks outside of using those weapons. So, oh yeah, Will Smith, but that's the Damage Catalyst, right? 5 sword, one of the best sword in the entire game. Kazuha, Bennett, or whoever you want to put 5 on. I mean, the 5 sword might even be the best 4-star weapon in the entire game. There's so many users, and 5 is just so OP that the 5 sword, no matter how many times I say it, it's just ridiculously overpowered. And then you got Rust and the Lithic Blade. Lithic Blade, borderline unplayable, especially with more and more non-Lyra character coming out. Unless you have it at R5 and you're running like a trio Lyra character setup, honestly borderline unplayable. And then you have Rust, which is only really seen play on Yoimiya. Could be used as a stat stick if you have nothing else, but really only see play on Yoimiya. At the very least, you have 2 really good weapon, 1 pretty decent weapon, and then you have 2 really good 5-star weapons. So definitely one of the best weapon banner we have ever seen. Now the question is, should I spend my money as a free-to-play or a low spender that people always like to ask when it comes to banner like these? The answer is, usually I like to tell people this, but if you have to ask if you should be spending money on these items, the answer is most likely not. Because if you have to ask, that means A, you have hesitant, or 2, you're just not comfortable with your money that you really shouldn't be spending your money on. Again, don't spend money that you can't afford, even though it is one of the best banner we have seen so far, and we probably never gonna get a similar one for a long time. Don't spend money that you can't afford on a video game. Please be, what is it called? Respectful to your wallet? That was all I'll say, but I don't actually know what the face is called. Speaking of which, it's almost Chinese New Year, 恭喜发财. Just ask your parents for red pocket money, tell them it's Chinese New Year, 恭喜发财 them, which means Happy New Year in Chinese, but for the Chinese New Year equivalent, and then they'll give you money, and then you can spend on the game. Okay, oh yeah, responsible. Look, I've been in Asia for so long that I forgot English. I've been speaking Japanese, and speaking Mandarin, as in speaking Cantonese, just not English. I forgot, okay? So that's why this video is scuffed. This video is scuffed on purpose because I forgot how to make videos, so it's kind of transitioned myself back into it. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Sorry for the scuffed video, because 我忘怎么说 English. Subscribe, okay? Subscribe. See you guys next time. Comment, like for the YouTube algorithm. Bye.